put one bolt and nut on in this corner here. We left it laying on the ground. Now it's only two of us, myself and my wife. So we have this on the ground and we put the bolt in. But when we pick this up, I'm going to pick up this post completely off the ground because I don't want to twist it when this lifts up. If this isn't off the ground, it's going to twist outward. I don't want to damage the bracket. So I'm going to lift up this side completely. She's going to lift the other side and get up in place. Once we're level, then I'll set this post on the ground. Then I'll go and put a bolt on that side and another support over here. You can see that right here, this strip is actually where the stairs was. You can see it in the carpet, the screw holes. And there's like a little divot in here in the carpet. It tells me this is where the post went. So I'm going to put the post in, and after we got this up, the other thing I was going to say is I've got the arms laying underneath because we just got the deck up in place. I put the end post in, and then the second post that comes in goes in line with this bracket here, so it can bolt to that. So these posts are different lengths. You can see this post here, it's actually a different length than the corner post. So, and one more thing that I forgot to say in this video here, as we put up this deck and I'm putting in all the bolts, putting all the bolts in finger tight or close to it, a little loose, finger tight, whatever you want to do, just so the deck stays loose and movable as we like lift up on the deck to get the concrete where it has to be. It gives the deck some flex. But when we're ready to tighten everything up, we'll push everything into position and tighten it up, so that way it's got to be, you know, it's where it's got to be exactly. Got the blocks in the bottom here. I still have those two, my arm gets out of the way, that one and that one to do, and those two over there, or one over there. So I still have 3 to do over here, and then I have the 3 supports that go up underneath, which I'll show here shortly. Basically I'm just lifting the deck up to the point where I can shovel down and get the blocks where they have to be for support, getting them level with the laser level all the way around the whole entire pool. Everything's exactly the same height, so it's coming along. The other thing you want to do is, you know, once you've got your posts in place, your deck up in place, you want to start to put the mounts up. They mount these brackets where they go up, and finger tight bolts into the deck. So I still have a couple more to put on as I'm working around here. Don't mind all the water, we just had a torrential downpour here, but I have these brackets to put in, and I'll get these blocks in the ground. 3 last support posts in here. There's one here, one in the center, working on the actual block levels. So I got my little jack in here to jack this up. It's up high enough. It. There's 1, 2, and then over here 3 support posts. They're in, everything's level. On to the next step. Tightening all the bolts on here by using my little impact driver. The one thing you got to remember is the aluminum, even though it's strong, it's still soft. So you can actually over tighten these and crush these poles. You know, and other stuff. So just be careful, be wary, you know, of how hard you tighten these things down. So pretty much I'm just gonna go around and just snug them up. That's it. Okay, so earlier I said I was working on tightening everything up, deck and all that, and I even went around and tightened all the posts, and I'm working on putting up the railing. So in order to put the railing up, being I don't have the instructions, I cannot find the instructions anywhere on the internet for putting up this railing or the decking, so I'm pretty much winging it So what I've come to figure out, and you know, basically what you have to do is you take the railing pieces, you got your top and your bottom, and you can see they hook one way and hook the other. You got to take and put one in, put the other in, slide your railing on. Okay, so now you got your railing on there. Now you do the other side. Now this is where I said loosening up stuff. I had to loosen up this post so it has room to move. Took the bolt out, so I'm not, you know, getting anything out of alignment or anything. Hook in this. Take off my carbon protector. Hook in the top. Now, flex my post out enough. Get one in. Get the other in. Now I can put my bolt back in place. My nut. Now I got the 4 screws. Find out where the screws go at. Two. Put in the 4 screws. Now the railing's in place. Now I'm going back and I'm tightening the deck post. So go along before you tighten all the deck posts. Leave them loose and tighten them later. We're still in the assembly stage here. I'm putting the plates and stuff all the way around. But I mean, we're almost done. So the one thing I didn't get to, and I'm going to explain it here in a minute, is the putting the skimmer in place. So it's starting to look like a pool now, and my kids, they've been swimming in it and having a blast. I'm near done. Just trucking across the pool, and you know, like I said, the algae grows on the bottom first, and I mean, you may not see it. It becomes a light scum, and you really have to get that bottom clean. So you really, these little, I caught it on sale. It was 99 bucks. I think they're around 140 or 150 for the little skimmer plus the hose. And you got to, you know, take into account for how big your pool is, and make sure you get enough of the hose, because you want it to have slack to be able to reach almost every inch of this pool. So I mean, just because you shock it and you know, have the chlorine right, it's not going to keep the algae out of the pool. It's going to grow from the bottom up. So you really need a skimmer on the bottom to get the, you know, just because no, I would say pool cleaner, just because the skimmer up there skims everything off the pool, the bugs and all that other junk, you really need something to take the bottom and really attack it well and keep the algae from growing in the bottom. Like I said, you don't see it on the bottom growing. You might feel it when you're in the pool. It feel a little slimy when you're walking on the liner. You know, your chlorine can be right, your pH can be right, and yeah, I mean, even algae additive should stop it. But I mean, really, I run the skimmer once a day for an hour, and this pool stay spotless. You know, with just chlorine, not even algae additives or anything else. You know. It'll stay crystal clear because that little skimmer cleans the bottom so well. But I'm telling you, as long as your bottom is smooth and flat like I got my pool right now, it'll run around this pool and keep it clean. So, and like I said, in about an hour, it will hit virtually every inch of this pool. So, you know, 15 by 30. I let my son run the excavator, give him a little learning. He's practicing on the excavator. Here we're filling wheelbarrows to backfill around the pool. And this last set of posts here on, and then going down, I get my concrete blocks to level, but I want to set my block further out this way and inward, so that way the stairs has something to sit on both sides. And then I got my blocks out here at the end for the stairs to sit on, and they're all at the same height all the way around everywhere. I'm in the pool, and I'm putting on the deck plate corners, joining pieces, whatever you want to call them. So you have the plastic piece. We labeled them, but this is the plastic piece that goes in the deck corner here, and then you got the screw that's supposed to hold it. Now you can see it's been, you know, installed and used multiple times. So, alright, got that in. So now you get your main plate that covers it. I'm trying to get at least one screw hole. Some of them I had multiple screws that were previously drilled to catch it. Gives me a little leeway in there. So what I was saying is, don't mind the chainsaw. A friend of mine's cutting trees. So I try and get one, but the rest of these I have to drill. So you get a drill bit that's the correct size for drilling these. This is the way to do it. Work on the pool, in the pool. So. Make sure you brush the metal filings out of the pool. All right. So, go back to Notice we have everything neatly bagged and labeled. We got the plates on. We got the corners. The rest of these outside pieces I'll put on from the outside of the pool. I'm putting these plates on, and really it's just the inner plastic plate here with the aluminum no diving plate. There's 4 of them on this end, so they're already on. I'm just working on the last one. So, all right, what I'm going to explain real quick here is when you go to install the skimmer, there's 2 screws in the center on this one, and what you do is you get somebody on the outside of this, the pool, to hold this up in place, and with the liner, as you're filling the pool, fill the liner up, the water up to a certain point, but you want to be able to figure out where there's holes in this, you know, all the way around through the metal. The center hole goes into here. There's 2 screws, one on each side, one here and one on the other side of it, that hold this up in place before you put the inside bracket. Now I'm going to go to the inside of the pool real quick and kind of explain what you do to get it done. This after the fact. I got the pool light in, but what I did is I filled the water up to the point of the hole in the pool, and then I cut it out, put the light in. And the thing with the light on this is that the jets blow out this way. So one side is closed off, and the other side the jets blow out, because you want it to blow the water. The jets push the water this way, so it goes around the pool and comes back to the skimmer. So now, like I said, this is fairly easy to put in. There's a gasket that goes behind it, you know, and then you put it on here. There's a gasket on the other side. I don't think I did any video for this, but it's pretty self-explanatory on how it goes together. You just want to make sure that the jets are pointing, the openings for the jets are pointing this way when you install it, so that way the water shoots that way along the side of the pool. So that's it for now on that. For the skimmer, before you put this outer trim plate on, there's screws that are in the center that hold the skimmer body to the outside of the pool. So you put those 2 screws in, one on each side. You know, you need help with somebody to hold the skimmer body in place while you poke holes, because at the point when I'm doing this is still closed off. I'm filling the water up in the pool because I didn't want to stop filling. I filled the water up in the pool, and there was water up to here because I wanted to push the vinyl up against the side of the pool so I can make an accurate cut. So then I had my wife hold the skimmer on the outside, and I poked the screws through and screwed them fairly tight to hold the skimmer in place. With the gasket on the outside, you can actually see this is the outside gasket. The gasket on the outside, and then with the screws in place holding the skimmer, then I put on the outer plate. So now I put the outer plate on, poking holes through and screwing all the way into the body of the skimmer. So then there's 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and then there's 2 on the sides on this. I think they're all fairly the same, but once I had this outer plate on, clamping the gaskets properly all the way around, and the screws are tight all the way around, and the vinyl from the pool is trapped and sealing the edge of this outer plate all the way around. Once that's on properly, then I took a knife, I used a razor knife, and I literally just cut right along the opening. And you can see here's, you know, that's the vinyl. So I cut right along the edge here and cut it all the way open, took out that piece of vinyl. Now at the point when I did that, I had the skimmer line hooked up going to the filter in the pump, you know, this, and so that way as soon as I cut it, water started to flow in before I even turned the pump on. But I put it in, did that. Once that was cut open, the water's flowing in, then I put the basket in, and then I put the skimmer flap here, this thing. So, and that was pretty much it. Got that in, got the light hooked up, and got the pump hooked up outside the pool here. And you can see the hose on the ground, so it's all hooked up. And the water circulates, skims the water, stays nice and clean. And that's pretty much it.
Why when I do this, it turns?
Okay, one last thing in the video here is doing your own electric. If you know how to do electric and wire 110 for the pump, that's fine. If you don't risk it. Hire a qualified, certified electrician to come in and do your job. Make sure the pool's grounded properly and GFI and all that. So that's basically it. That's my video for installing this swimming pool, and pretty much it applies to most swimming pools. Really don't know what else to say. That's my video. Hope you like it. Give me a like, share, and subscribe, because you never know what I'm going to do next.